revealed that at least 5 million women suffer hormone headaches each month, caused by changing levels of the female hormones estrogen and progesterone. Falling levels can cause menstrual headaches and make women more sensitive to pain during their periods. Not big news to us, of course, but experts say too many women grin and bear it and often have to plan their diaries around the pain. So can we see a correlation between the time of the month and your moods or your headache patterns?
Well, you know, obviously
hormones
hormones do affect your moods and the way you behave. But the problem with me is that when that is happening, I absolutely refuse to acknowledge it. And I kind of...
It's just all the time with you.
But it's not all you can talk. Oh, with these two. No, really, it really does happen. And I can't ever sort of admit it until afterwards, you know, when I know that's what it is.
But why can't you admit it? It's part of who we are.
I know, because, you know, you can't just... I don't want to be, you know, I'm not going to be one of those people that says, oh, just ignore me, I'm in a really bad mood, I'm going to be grumpy today because I've got hormone stress. You know, I don't really know that that's definitely what it is, but afterwards you look back and you reflect and you think, you know, when we were on holiday, poor Mark one night, I mean, he went out to get something to eat. It was quite late, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And he came back with a bag full of Burger King burgers, right? And for some reason, it just made me feel really angry and cross. And I started going mad, like, oh, get those burgers, get them out, don't you eat them. And I went out on the balcony and put them down on the floor.
Who were they for?
One of them was for me, because apparently I asked him to go, and I don't remember. I wouldn't ask for a Burger King burger, trust me. And then he came back with 5 and he emptied them all out on the bed, and I went, get them off the bed, get them off the bed, like a psychopath. And literally, he went outside and sort of hid in the jacuzzi.
You don't think that's got to do with drink rather than your hormones?
No, I mean, that probably wasn't helping it, but it was, I don't know, it was just the way he describes it is quite funny, but it wasn't funny at the time because I could see he was very, very scared. But then, you know, a couple of days later, I thought about myself and thought, oh, yeah, no, that's definitely
I did that over Christmas, and usually I don't. It's quite unusual for me. Usually I have a day or two of just before the onset of feeling like somebody has sucked 8 pints of blood out my body because I'm just like a zombie and I've got no energy and I'm very flat, but I'm not usually grumpy. But over Christmas, my poor husband, you know, we were on holiday and he does like to play golf and he is allowed to go out. And at one point, I was saying, do you know, it's not how many games of golf you've played, it's how many holes. Do you know how many holes you've played? 36! OK. Is that a bad number? And at the time, as you say, when you're in it, you don't sort of think, oh, I'm being a bit unreasonable here, what's wrong with me? Afterwards, you think, oh...
Look, that crumb on the floor, that's really annoying.
Because I'm not normally like that.
No, but we keep saying this, and people say, and I'm not saying about this, but... of course it's important that hormone research goes on, and it is a problem for women, obviously, more than men. But I get so fed up with women who, all my life I've heard, they can't do this because they've got that time of the month. And they hold it over their men, you know, and I'm sorry, I've got a headache. And, you know, and I'm sorry, get over it. You know, we've all got to work. Work doesn't stop because you've got a headache.
Of course it doesn't.
Take a pill.
No, Linda, I normally agree with everything you say, and I'm disagreeing with nearly everything she's saying today. But it's quite an emotional thing for me, and I know I'm going to do this emotional thing.
That's OK. We're women, we do that.
Because... As I've said, when I had my son... Oh, God, embarrassing. Turning into Kate Winslet.
No, listen. In the words of Kate, gather.
I'm not criticising you while you're gathering.
What I'm saying is the reason why it's important to me is because 20 years ago, I had my first son, and I suffered, as I've said openly, for 20 years from clinical depression. And for 20 years, I tried to get someone to take it seriously as a hormone imbalance, because I know that that's where the origin of it... That was the kick-off. And for 20 years, people knocked me back, and I've had a really, really hard time for 20 years, until...
Gather.
Until Linda... Carol and... Sorry, who are you? Linda? Jackie. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is that a couple of years ago, found this man, Professor John Studd, and he's changed my life because he said, you are almost completely deficient in estrogen, and I don't know how you've survived. And so he's given me estrogen, and my life has changed as a result. Did it? It's a massive part of who we are, and it's not blaming it on, you know, the time of the month, but it's just if we don't have the right hormones, and I suppose I get upset because he can't help everybody, because not everybody's depression is a reproductive origin, but for those who are, there's hundreds and thousands and millions of women who possibly could be made better by the right hormone treatment, and this country just won't accept it.
So at certain times of the month, is that a hormone imbalance when your personality literally does change? You turn into a monster.
But can I just say, women, I think women are wonderful, that a lot of us know it's that time of the month, and the difference between man flu and women going, oh, it's that time of the month, I'll get on with my life. I'm kind of saying we're good at it. Oh, God, I know.
I know, but sometimes it's debilitating. In some people's cases, some people can't get on with their life.
I'm not for a minute suggesting. I'm saying hormone therapy and all the rest of it's got to be researched. But as usual, you know, the few that really benefit is that all the other ones that you have to work with that give you a hard time every day.
Well, no, there's the real serious cases like yours, and then there's Carol and me, who say, burgers, 36 holes!
I know.
And then get away with it.
And then, you know, it's always someone else who suffers.
Someone else's,
But, you know, you do look back at it. You look back at yourself and you think, who was that? What was I thinking? What was I doing? I was being so awful. And I kept saying to him, I'm not really like that. I don't really mind if you have a Burger King burger. I don't care. But... Not 5.
Is this before or after he asked you to marry him? Had he asked you to marry him before the burger incident?
Yeah.
And he's still going to marry you.
Yeah, he's still going to marry me,
What a man.
And he's seen me dance and everything.
If you do need help or support with anything we just talked about, you'll find some helplines on the Loose Women website. The address is on the screen.